Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Frozen, and today we're back with some Hades 2. It has been a while since we've been playing this, and the reason I kind of wanted to do this is we have a full release coming up soon, which, yeah, is going to be really interesting, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest, more than anything else. Well, let's take my skull, and maybe we'll try and push more of the cool stuff, or should we just go down and see what we can do with my skull? Ooh, rivals. The Guardian of the First Zero region will be stronger in various ways. Interesting, more upgrades on that. Cool. And they want me to go upwards rather than down, I guess. But we're going to go down anyway. But yeah, I've been having... Well, I haven't really played this in a while, and with this sort of new release, or full release being right literally round the corner, essentially, for me this current time, I thought we'd just have another nice, enjoyable run and just... you know, relax, chill, talk about the game and kind of what I think. Is it worth what it is, even the current state and stuff like that?
Know how we're managing to hold back Typhon from reducing this whole mountaintop to ash. Must be the lightning, flames, floods and earthquakes and the like. If you've got any bright ideas yourself, just come on up.
I mean, I will say, rarefy that.
Easy.
Yes. I will say, like, with a lot of stuff, like, it is a very Supergiant game as such, if that makes sense, right? The whole lot of it. I think it, like, overall, it's a brilliant game. The game mechanics are very similar, and if you like the first Hades, you'll like this as well. Like, 100%. Without a doubt in my mind. I don't think there's any reason why you wouldn't want to pick this up if you like the original Hades, because it is just more of the same pretty much, with slight variations, new story, new characters. If I'm nitpicking a little bit, I probably would say some of the more adultish innuendos aren't the same as they were in the previous, right? And I think this is something that I kind of, I've said in, like, many other ways. Whenever he shows land, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Fine work as always.
I bet a lot of you probably remember all the kids shows that we used to watch and stuff like that, where then you look back at them later and you're like, hang on a minute, what? And they kind of, let's say, they made jokes that were for the parents that the kids would never understand, right? And I feel like, this might sound silly, I feel like Supergiant tends to kind of stick to some of that motto as well. When it is they're, like, doing stuff, is they tell, like, a...
Please. You're late. Already took care of things here. Though you'll still get your share, I'm sure.
If you insist on trying to hunt Kronos down, why don't we work at it together at least?
Can't be seen with you, and don't need your help besides. But I get you need mine, so here. Take this, and you never saw me. Got it?
Ooh, Samara, thank you. No, you don't.
She knocked me out.
Oh, I thought getting that. Oh, never mind. But yeah, so I feel like it's kind of lost a little bit of that in comparison to where it was before, which could be a design difference, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing, just saying it's something I've noticed, right? And to be honest, if I notice it, it's something I will always try and point out, you know. Because it is a big thing for me, that. It's like, I will say it now, I hate change, like every other human being in the world. You know, I like my comfort, I like things to be the same.
Passion strikes at the unlikeliest times, spurring us past the limits that we know. Pray, welcome it as I, and go with all my blessings from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Aphrodite. Gain that for the rest of the night. Ooh, that's pretty good, actually. Tax gain in power, but prime that. And we'll worry about that later.
All is quiet once again for now.
Hey, Homer, I haven't spoken in a while. But yeah, so there is a lot of I just feel like it hasn't really lost anything, but I feel like it's been unsharpened in a way, and more and less. I wouldn't say less direct, because that would imply it was still around, but it's kind of like it's kind of like your grandpa before they were a grandpa, right? He was smart, witty, and funny, and he still has those moments where he's still, like, really smart and clever, and you laugh at everything he does. Like, hang on a minute, that's, like, really well done. But, like, sometimes it doesn't land in the right way because of a generational difference, right? And the joke just doesn't quite hit, and then when you kind of understand it, like, oh, I get it, but it's not quite the same anymore because of cultural differences or age differences, stuff like that, right? Essentially, it's like your grandpa making a dad joke. Like, you don't really get it, but technically for him it's still funny as anything. Right? And I kind of feel like that's what's happened with Hades 2. And it's not a critique. It's just something I kind of noticed overall. Where it's like some of the stuff doesn't feel the same. And it could be just the fact that I've gotten older. Maybe. Where the first scorch inflicted inflicts more. Special inflict scorch. No, let's do the sprint.
Fired up.
Sometimes I think we shouldn't force you to play favorites, but we shouldn't do a lot of things, I'm sure. Such as get angry with you.
Don't hate me, Aphrodite.
But yeah, so I will say, like, I will placate all that by saying, like, the game is well worth it. It is absolutely brilliant. The same mechanics are all there. They still land with certain good jokes and stuff. The attention to detail is amazing as always, and the music is brilliant.
Now let's just simmer down and still the beating of our hearts. I'm not angry anymore, though still a bit annoyed.
It does upgrade that. I think we'll just take that, because that will give us some stuff back. Because I will say, Supergiant, even in early access, for some odd reason, just has the ability to produce quality. You know? And I will say it, like, they always seem to hit the mark, and it hits lands every time. It's exactly like Team Cherry and stuff like that as well. And for like Hollow Knight and stuff, like, yes, they don't release much stuff, but when they do, like, you know you want a piece of that pie kind of thing. It is just, it's always that good. I do find it kind of silly though that a lot of people are moaning about, like, the releases of these games coming out and being like, oh, but they're like, oh, really hurting us and everything else as well. I'm like, yeah, and so does every other game around it. And yes, certain ones you can plan around, but other ones you're not going to be able to. And just because a game is big doesn't necessarily mean they got to give you a heads up when they're releasing it. Like, I will be the a-hole around this, and I'll say it's just business. You know? Simple as, right? At the end of the day, like, we can all moan the fact that, you know, oh, your sales got hurt by all sorts of stuff and things like that as well, and, like, it is a shame that has happened to you. Like, I'm not going to deny that. It's a pretty big issue, but yeah, one company versus you doesn't need to work together, and we're in it. Like, the gaming industry itself is cutthroat.
He's himself leading the assault against us. One of our sole allies amongst Titankind to become a bitter foe. All because of how we treated him. All because he knows which side shall be victorious when all is said and done.
Specials attack has chance to hit 2 times. Yeah, let's take that extra dose. 5% is 5% still, but, you know. Like, there are many different ways to kind of get your game out there, or other games out there and stuff like that, that you either can or cannot do, or do not wish to do. Right?
That's another.
Like, if you got demo versions, stuff like that, I will always say, I put up YouTube videos of pretty much everything that someone sends me an email about, majority of the time. I think I haven't not done that at least once. So, there is no harm for you as a developer or anyone else as well, seeing my channel, see that I do kind of like, you know, first looks and stuff like that, at random stuff consistently, and just dropping me an email and saying, look, this is our game, here's the Steam page, it'd be nice if you could take a look. Which will drum up publicity on your game. It will make me aware of it. I'll probably end up wishing to listing it if I think it's good. And I'll tell other people to do the same.
Decided to take a break from all your recent outings to the surface. Happier now?
There's much to be done, both above and below. You always say the greatest teacher is out there, but I always seem to find her here.
I taught you nothing of such flattery. One of Odysseus's tricks, perhaps. Let's see what others you have learned.
And the other thing I always say as well is, like, you don't need to have, like, amazing visuals, really good graphics, or other stuff like that as well. Because everyone thinks you do. And I'll be like, there was an entire magazine that was predicated, or magazine, it was an entire manga that was predicated around the idea that it had terrible drawings. But people still liked it. Because it was well designed, had a decent story. You know? These are the things that you just gotta try to accept sometimes, that life isn't fair and you gotta make the most of what you can. So, emailing me, emailing other YouTubers, stuff like that, if you can get one person to look at your game during a peak period or other stuff as well, that's one extra person that is looking at your stuff, right? So essentially do the grunt work, right? I know it's not hard, it's not easy, and it's sometimes not even fair either, but like, I come from a generation where life was never fair, but we had to kind of like make do with the situations that we were given, and also do our best, essentially, regardless of the circumstances. If you do that, you'll find that people tend to normally gravitate towards that sort of confidence as well, you know? So, a good example of that is there were so many games that paid homage to the idea that Team Cherry were releasing Hollow Knight around the same time as their game. Do you know what I would have done if my game that I was developing for ages suddenly got shadow dropped at the same, like a shadow drop of Hollow Knight got shoved at the same time? Hephaestus. What else do we want to go with here? Yeah, let's take some Apollo stuff. I think we can get some cool stuff with Apollo. I probably would have gone up and like emailed Team Cherry and been like, yo, really cool. Happy to see that you guys are releasing your game. Congratulations, hope all goes well. My game's releasing around the same time. Is there something we can do to kind of like, is it alright if I like pay homage to your game or stuff like that? Embrace the whole idea about it, you know, do linked marketing, all this cool stuff. Show them your game that you developed and things like that, right? I know it's never that easy, and in some cases it may not work out, depending on, like, you know, like legalities and, you know, logistics and all that lovely stuff that no one seems to ever really care about behind the scenes. But trying to join up with them when you, like, you know, I think there's a famous phrase, you can't beat them, join them. You know, having like a Hollow Knight themed event at the start of your release game, instead of like moaning the fact they're releasing around the same time as yours. Like, why not do something like that? And then have that going on for like a month or something, and then you can like let it go afterwards. And special being better, Alpha Omega, after you take damage, days surf. I'm gonna reroll these actually. Self healing, when you have at least that, whenever you take some damage, restore over 5 seconds damage recovery. That seems actually pretty good. Let's take that.
Here goes.
So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm always on the idea of like, how can you turn something that may be a negative into a slight positive for you, right? Because like, it won't be... Like obviously, like, regardless of whatever you do, like, you're going to lose sales to Hollow Knight, and you're either going to regain them back afterwards or you're not. By moping and moaning the fact that Hollow Knight and Hades 2 all got released around the same time as your game and stuff, especially on the internet and things, isn't really what people are going to decide, you know what, maybe I should look at this game, right? But embracing the fact that it's happening and stuff like that, making a joke out of it, trying to do like maybe a collab or sort of some sort of like collaborative event with them and stuff, could work to your advantage more in the long term than kind of just sitting on your laurels and being like, meh.
Strength of the gods.
Sorry, my Waluigi was coming out in there. Meh.
Reynos, do your thing. Good.
So yeah, I'm a big stickler for stuff like that, right? It's just like, moping and moaning never works. You're not going to get a benefit from that, but you can
Should be useful.
get benefits other ways, right?
Among the children of Nyx, Charon has always been one of the most reserved. The kinship that you have with him is not a commonplace occurrence, little star.
Dark side. Olympus Rising Path, the stars will include Olympian from the... Ooh. Let's do the beam, though. I like the beam. The beam is really cool.
On this phase, I can see you may direct the lunar ray.
In the name of Hades.
After remaining out to 5 seconds, do that. After whenever you clear it, nothing counters. Running for gains in rarity. Yeah, actually, we'll take that. And let's do this fight. So, yeah. And I'll say it now, if you're a company out there and stuff, and you want some consultation on what to do about a particular situation that is difficult, but may impact you in a negative fashion, I have no harm in giving a consultation on that. I will sit there, I will look over your thing, and if I think I can give a good advice, we can organise a meeting. If I feel like I can, I will tell you, and there'll be no charge to me not telling you nothing. Got no problem with that whatsoever. But I will be a slight stickler when it comes to stuff like that, right?
Remember that.
You accept this gift. Scorch, whenever you flick Scorch for the first time, gain that. When you first perish, do that. Let's flick Higher Scorch that first time. And we'll take the bones. But yeah, I'm the person thinks that I think you can turn any opportunity or any bad publicity or stuff like that into a golden opportunity, and it is well worth it. And, you know, if there's anyone from Team Sherry or stuff like that, I think recently. No? Between that, like, I'm always someone that's very critical of anything that anyone does, including myself as well. Like, I am an idiot even at the best of times, but I will have good ideas, and sometimes someone with a bit more common sense than me will be able to essentially filter me in a way that is very applicable. Take the bones.
Hail, sister. We've bigger problems on Olympus than we counted on, I hear. Our worst fears realized and so on. You'd think I'd be more capable of tracking prey that's Typhon size.
You were tracking Kronos, me perhaps. But if it's any consolation, finding Typhon ought to be quite easy at this point. Bringing him down, less so.
I'll take your word for it. My father's much too proud to call me back to aid in our defense. Says I'm still needed here. If he wants Typhon to himself so badly, he can have him.
Ooh, your Hex may deal critical damage. Yes, I'll take that.
I was never here.
See you.
More reagents?
I would like the upgrade. We could descend. Let's descend. But yeah, it's one of those things where I think it can be kind of a hard decision. Yes, it kind of sucks and stuff, but...
I still do not fully understand how you communicate. What you say is not always what you mean, and your intentions may be carefully veiled, so I pay closer notice now.
After that, whenever you exit location, restore health. If you've not cleared 3 encounters in... That seems dangerous. But yeah, like there are many things where it's just like you could probably just have a bit more common sense about it and think stuff. Okay, well, how do we spin this into a good way, right?
On the hook. I got a Progelli.
And I hate to be a bit of a stickler about it, but I feel like modern day marketing has kind of lost that idea to put good spin on things. A good example was, I think there was was it a man in the UK or something that bought a Mars bar, right? And the problem was it had none of the ridges or stuff like that on it. Now, is that a big deal? No, it's not really a big deal. And all the company did in the end was just basically refund him the cost of... let's say they refunded him the price of admission. Which, standard complaints and stuff like that is absolutely fine. You can kind of get the idea of what they did there. But it doesn't come off very well, right? And drain. But, now hear me out here. Imagine you went a little bit further, offering more compensation overall in the short term. Say, like, you know, like £500 or something like that, right? And then see how the error was made.
Open up.
With the whole smooth Mars bars and stuff like that. And essentially, here's the cool kicker. Ooh, Hex can be godsent for a bigger solar beam with plus 500 ray power. You have 2 more. I can only get... Hex deals with damage every level 6 in the area around you. Interesting. Your Hex gain 10 for the last duration of the effect. I'm trying to get that.
On to the next phase.
Let's take the level up here. And then what you can do is, like, forcibly make some errors and then offer small bounties to people that find those small errors.
Never get enough of those.
Right? To turn the whole thing to a competition.
Oh no. There's a lot
land and sea, and that Poseidon has no control over any of it.
You're taking advantage of this place being past the border of the realm beneath the earth. I don't think Lord Poseidon would appreciate that should you ever return to his waters.
Oh, if we ever go back to his waters, we'll be so big that he wouldn't dare mess with us. Or any of the gods. Wherever we go, we're gonna be the main attraction.
Obviously, how you implement that is going to be the awkward bit about it, and there's probably some logistics on it. But I guarantee you one probably person went, yeah, why don't we turn this into a stunt? I still love this song. Yeah, this song is so good. And between that, like, the fact that the music changes because they've only got one of them going. But yeah, I'm kind of saying, like, everyone has a good game in some way, shape, or form. There's nothing wrong with any of them overall. And I think you need to kind of take that point where you just embrace sometimes just bad luck. There's a story that I probably said like ages ago on my channel about how, well, at university and stuff, I was classed between my friends as someone that was very unlucky. Even in Dungeons & Dragons and stuff, like, if there are capabilities of me rolling a natural one, I will roll it. Because that's essentially what I do. Right? My bad luck is kind of like more my forte. It's what happens regardless if I want to or not. So I made the bet with some friends that if I bought like 20 quid worth of scratch cards, and we had I think the odds on them were about 1 in 4.87, I think is normally around where they normally stood. Like the sort of like £2 or £1 scratch cards roughly, to like win some money back. I said to them I would pay them all any money each on the ones that I lost, which is obviously a bit of a gamble because, like, you know, technically I could lose that pretty easily. But I was so confident with the fact that my luck was terrible that I decided to turn it into an opportunity. And they're like, yeah, and then I'm like, well, you know, 6 of them decides to make the take up the bet, and suddenly it's like, oh, they all owe me 20 quid each because of that was the other bet on my end. So the whole point is like, even in something that could be completely random and terrible, I think there is an opportunity to turn something into a positive, right? There's a way that you can flip it to kind of essentially give you a benefit rather than a disadvantage. And I feel like a lot of people haven't seen that with both Hades being released in regards to any game company, as well as also like Hollow Knight Silksong as well. So these are really two big games that we're looking for this year, and like, you probably got some really good contenders for Game of the Year this year. There have been so many, and the game industry has probably never been better overall, despite everything else that's been happening with it over, you know, over the course of this time. So I think, yeah, just embrace the coolness of it all. Like, despite what everyone may think, yes, it's a bit of a shame that like all this stuff is happening, say, around your game and sort of your big release, essentially like your moment in the sunshine. But one, you'll remember they're all companies, they're all trying to make money, and siphoning off sales from other companies is what other companies do. It's called competition, it's the way that it works. At the same time as well, like, no one's probably doing that intentionally. Like, they got to release the game at some point, and someone's basically going to be left there holding the hot potato as such. So it just so happened that it happened to be you. And I will say it now, if I've been working on a game for 7 years, like, sorry guys, I'm releasing when I damn well please. You know? Nothing will stop me.
Predictable.
What have we got here then for upgrade? Specials are faster. Dash specials are attacks. I'll take the specials are faster, why not? But yeah. Am I being petty around that sort of stuff? Like, yeah, of course I am. Like, I'm not going to deny that.
Your magic against mine.
But I do believe that you kind of just got to learn to accept bad luck. But yeah, Hades 2, well worth picking up. Recommend it to anyone easily. Hollow Knight, again, Hollow Silksong, recommend it to anyone. Is it difficult? Yes. Is it different from the original? Yes. The muscle memory from the original will actually probably hurt you more than it will help you. You know, the accomplishment though is from completing a difficult task, you know. I think the way that I would probably explain it to a lot of people is you play Hollow Knight in the same way you play that you solve a math problem, right? In most cases, it's not about the fact that you've got to go through this long, arduous process, do a bunch of calculations, and set everything else up, and be like, okay, then double-checking your answers to make sure that you've got the right thing. Like, all that's standard. It's part of the course. It's math. Like, it's literally what you're there to do. The thing is, the satisfaction at the end when you do get that answer and you know you are right and you've done it in the most efficient way possible, like, and then there's not a doubt in your mind that this is correct and you get proven right as well, like you've done that properly, that is why you play Hollow Knight. Like, you might bang your head against a wall against a boss for way too long, but you deal more damage until you take damage. If no more than 15 seconds, regain this bonus effect. 15%. Interesting.
Naturally.
Let's do this. But yeah. Big believer in, you know, being more positive about stuff.
It's him, Narcissus.
They're here.
Oh, hey. Echo and I, we were just catching up a bit, I guess. It's been a while. Forgot how much I love the fields. Isn't this great?
Isn't this great? Isn't this great? Isn't this great? I'm pleased to see you here, the both of you. The energy feels completely different than usual, in a good way. Echo, I hope that everything's okay?
Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Bless her. Double the level of a random one of your boons whose level is higher than the rest. Yeah, let's take the evade, why not?
Be seeing you, Laurel.
It's minimally. Forget it.
Voila.
Thank you, Echo.
Ooh. You can bond with the dog.
Got something for you. If this treat is to your liking, then it means we share a bond. Of course we do. Hecuba, the honor is mine. We shall protect each other from now on.
We got the
See you in
doggy.
the crossroads.
Let's go that way. I would like more stats and stuff. Hopefully, I can upgrade my flames with my attack. That'd be kind of nice. But yeah, I wouldn't blame. I don't blame anyone for being upset, but I do blame on how you're like how you're reacting to being upset, right? Like, you can choose to be better, right? Or you can choose to moan about it and not do anything different. It's hard, but you gotta sometimes just like detach yourself from the idea of like everyone's out to get you type scenario, the victim mentality kind of thing.
Grow strong under the stars.
Pick that up.
2 more to go.
Is it difficult? Yeah.
Prove it.
Oh,
How
come on.
about a little friendly competition there, princess? Come on, let's see it. Been waiting for this.
Then let's go. Smackers.
The sun.
But yeah,
It's settled. Lost to you again.
that you did. Increase the flames on them. You know what, let me roll these. I would like you to upgrade, like, the actual thing I want. There we go, finally.
Right.
Tell me something, and don't you dare mock me or you'll regret it. How do I get into Tartarus? Managed to make it through the fields, then hit a dead end. Kept hitting it.
Tartarus is sealed off. The only reason I'm able to get in is because not even Kronos can take away my birthright and divine authority over the place. Although, if not for Headmistress, I wouldn't have known how to use it.
No help at all. Forget I even asked. Got to be some other way inside, and if not, just have to make one, I guess. For now, enjoy the lack of competition while you can.
The pettiness. But yeah. I mean, Hades is so good. Like, and so's Hades 2 as well, really. Do I feel sorry for everyone being releasing games around the same time as these two basically giants in the indie game industry? Yes. Like, I feel bad for you guys. Like, you're essentially facing off against the kings of your time, right? And there isn't really much that you can do about it either. That's like the worst part about it. It's just like you either got to accept it or embrace it, really. And the people that kind of just accepted it and accept the loss and will plan accordingly around that, good on you. Like, well done. You know?
What do we have in here?
Like, that's extremely a difficult thing to kind of, like, just accept that, you know, that stuff's going to be tighter and you're going to have to, like, plan around those sort of things. The people that are moaning about it, though, tough is my answer. Roll that. Ooh, there we go. And as for the other people that decide to, like, to maybe do something, change things, embrace it, put a homage, all that sort of cool stuff, well done.
Believe me, so am I.
Oh, they slowed that down. That's nice.
Dazzling display.
You know? It is always difficult, like, I never denying stuff is just ever just like easy as pie or whatever. It's you kind of just have to deal with it, right? But I will say, how you deal with it impacts both how people see you and also, like, the success you're going to have in the future, right? If people remember you as the people that moaned because of the fact that Hollow Knight Silk Song got released around you at the same time as your game, it means your game isn't going to stand up by itself in its own metrics because you're still moaning about something you couldn't control. So the best thing you can do is just take control of the stuff you're able to control, right? You know, how can you improve your game, how you can make a good impact on it. what should you do to kind of like essentially leverage the release of Silksong in a good way for yourself and your own game. To fire my laser. So yeah. There'll be a bit of a stickler for stuff like that, and you know, we'll moan about those sort of things because of it.
Finally, the vengeful princess overcomes again.
We get to
the
see his
hellish monster standing in her way.
Man, I haven't played this for a while. Some of the minor updates and stuff. I see they've changed some of the things like the Soot Sweep thing, not actually destroying projectiles, but
Made it back here.
what are we gonna go with here then? I'd like to keep that going, but guess not. Next Guardian, activate 2 inactive arcane cards. Yeah, why not? Let's get that. The hammer can be gained. But yeah, I'm like...
Going down.
I guess I'm harping on about it a little bit too much, but yeah. I honestly think, like, all the games are really good in their own way, and in some cases you're not really competing, and we just happen to compete for attention rather than sort of like a particular area or stuff like that, right? It's like someone's released a brand new chocolate cake while you're the starter of a meal, right? And that's not to say that you're any less important, I'm just saying, like, just because someone's ordered a starter doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to order a dessert, and just because they're ordering a dessert doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to order a starter, right? There's pretty much my logic that I will throw at anyone when it comes to sort of this sort of stuff, right? Does it mean that they may not order it? Kind of, yeah, but doesn't mean the fact that you're comparing, you know, the two together simultaneously, right? As most people say, you don't really compare apples and oranges in the same way. But yeah, I will admit it does suck. It's, you know...
4 chambers to go.
Set the goal. You know, and in most cases, like, you're going to lose a fair amount of money because of it, because it's the way the industry and everything else works. My solar-powered laser. I loving that laser, it's great fun. But yeah. And the main thing is like, you got to try and figure out, like, what are the best course of actions you can take in a situation like that to kind of get the most back.
Three-headed Cerberus eyes every surface of the chamber all at once.
Won't let me.
No, I want to pet him.
When first we had to fend off Typhon long ago, we dared not think the Titan Lord, whom we had already disposed of, was responsible. Surely not even he, in all his arrogance, believed that such a monster would bend to his will.
All Kronos probably expected was that the monster would immediately attack Olympus. How could he have awakened such a thing without our family even noticing?
With Nyx herself amongst the Titan Lord's captives, all that transpires deep within the earth cannot be known by anyone. And now, even though both Typhon and the Titan fell to us before, we have never had to face them both at once.
Very true. Do more damage, but how many times you've used that per night? I take damage, go dark, and deal more damage. Yeah, let's do that.
Very well.
I shall return.
Let us continue. But yeah, I am looking forward to like all the games that come out and the absurdity of it all that we're going to have with like some really cool stuff, and hopefully like, a lot of people will sort of embrace like just how good this year is for gaming overall. Like a lot of the places have been saying like for like the past few years and stuff, like gaming's been like at its peak and all that jazz. And claim. Oh, I need to have 10 skulls to get that. Interesting. There is a mechanic for that. Cool. I will say it now. Like I don't think like any of the years always had like a standout game, right? Every single year there's always been at least one that you probably say like, yeah, okay, this is like clearly game of the year. Or this is as close as you're going to get to Game of the Year. Right? But this year, like, you've got so many different ones that, like, I don't think you need to have a Game of the Year. What I think you got to have is literally just, like, the year of games. Right? It's so much more impactful to celebrate everything going on rather than it is to sort of like nitpick over the small stuff. And that's exactly what I said, like, with Hollow Knight and stuff being released, like... I would have turned around and said, like, can I do, like, a Hollow Knight themed launch of my game, kind of thing, and spoke to Team Cherry about it and said, like, I would like to do that, and if you're happy for me to kind of, like, do an homage to it, like, I'm more than, you know, willing to set that up. Does it take work and effort on your end? Yes, but I think the benefit in sales and stuff would be much more, with everyone else currently moaning at how Hollow Knight ruined all this stuff and everything else as well, and like, no it didn't, you know, and every other gamer out there is saying the exact same thing of like, it's just business, dude. Deal with it. I think you stand out in an industry that is essentially trying to be as toxic as possible and probably get a fair whack out of that, you know? The whole point is trying to corner off a piece of the market for yourselves that is more applicable to yourself and more of a benefit in the long run. Special is freeze. Yeah, why not?
I accept this gift.
Extra health. No, let's do that. Stats are always good. I'm gonna take the armor. That is pretty good. I will take that. And then the armor. And the health. Spend all of my stats. And let's go face off against Kronos. See if we can win from here. Yeah, and I do the same with Hades too. Hades 2 too.
Tell me something before I turn you back to dust again. If Typhon destroys Mount Olympus as you so desire, where do you expect he'll go from there? Back to sleep?
Oh, that is none of my concern. Ours is a wide world, and deep. Typhon shall have free reign to go where he pleases. Perhaps he shall rule over the seas in Poseidon's stead.
Liar. You plan to double-cross him. Send him roaring back to the abyss after your use for him has ended. Not even you are fool enough to disregard him as a threat.
The future shall be well in hand, that I can assure you, granddaughter. Best focus on the present, and the many hardships we endure.
Man, I forget how good the voice actors are in all the Hades games. Like, touche. You know?
For a dazzling display.
I will admit, I've got a pretty good build here with my laser.
Your father's tricks.
No, my arm is gone.
Such rage. History repeats. Hello, reinforcements.
Yeah, are there any other cool games I think that are coming out this year at the moment? I think there are a few still. Like, there's still time.
Where did you go?
Like, I'll say it now, with what's been released so far, I am not, dismissing, say, another release of something that's going to be epic coming out. Right? Man, my ult really does, deal a lot of damage. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to all the cool stuff that's going to happen, you know? Like I said, like, I feel like there's going to be, like, even more coming out at some point anyway, right? So yeah. Are those healing him?
How is it that I cannot vanquish such a brat? Do not presume you won.
Man, that laser did quite a lot, actually. Man, that's hilarious. Yeah, Lunar Ray. Look at that damage on that. That's insane. The Scorch did the most, obviously, because I had it for longest, but still, like, Lunar Ray was insane at doing boss damage and stuff. Pretty good.
Mine. Such power.
And let us leave then, I guess. We're all done here.
What does the future hold? Only the fates themselves, and perhaps Prometheus, the Titan of Foresight, know full well. Unfortunately, all of them are rather indisposed right now.
Man, I gotta love that scene there. That's just amazing.
Return to Shadow now?
That is right. That is right. We have completed that again.
That's more like it.
I am looking forward to the release of this, and I probably might do like a stream again when this comes out.
Everlasting pain and suffering upon you, witch! You trespass on my hallowed ground. Your cries for mercy shall drown in your throat.
Please, forgive my careless indiscretion, Madam Spirit. I beg of you. I intended no offense.
Oh, wow. You're really into this stuff, huh?
Oh, come on.
To your success.
Thank you for waiting.
There we go. Pick that up.
The shades around here. I know they've been avoiding you, Lord Moros. Some are filled with fear, others with contempt. You ended their lives?
It never was for me to decide why a mortal's life should suddenly be cut short. But I did get to choose the how of it. Knowing the future could be monotonous work, so my sisters and I tried to keep things interesting.
You brought misery to mortals because you were bored.
I'm not proud of it. Especially not when you put it that way. And I regret I've caused dissension in your ranks.
I'll handle it.
What did you do now?
Ah, yes, the gods just play with mortals.
Great job last night, babe. Is that what you want to hear? Well, tough, because you won't be hearing it from me. Other than that one time.
As much as I probably would appreciate the occasional bit of encouragement from you now that you mention it, Eris. I know it's not your tendency. I was just checking up on you.
Aw, thanks. Whenever you accomplish something important, it's like you're putting a knife right in my heart. Though, good to know you'll come around and check up on my corpse.
Oh, don't be so dramatic.
Shut up!
Yeah.
There's more I can do with this cauldron.
Ooh, cool. Let's do that then.
Oskion Katoski. So mote it be.
The Greater of the Seven Gardens.
Now, upon my birthright, I command the dark to aid my task, and with me find my mark.
As you say.
Abyssal Reflection. Maybe we should probably do all of that stuff as well.
Upon your altar even more than usual of late. Have the Arcana shown you aught of note?
I'm beginning to see the cards in a new light. Each depicts a significant choice made in the past. Such knowledge may help make better choices in the future.
Indeed. We choose as wisely as we can, using what knowledge we have. So, you now clearer see into the cards, as you call them.
Indeed.
The task proceeds.
I guess we'll leave it there for today. I've been having a really good time, and I'm looking forward to the full release, and hopefully on the release day we'll do a good stream as well. But yeah, I am going to cut this one short because I got to play catch up with other stuff to do as well for the rest of today. So again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.